This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody, shine, shine. You know you want to shine, shine. All around the world, shine, shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody, shine, shine. You know you wanna shine, shine. All around the world, shine, shine. No more living in fear. I'm gonna let it shine. No more living in fear. I'm gonna let it shine. No more living in fear. I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Gonna let it shine, shine. Everybody, shine, shine. You know you want to shine, shine. All around the world, shine, shine. Oh, you guys sound great. All right. Let's do one more, but this time let's stand. I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I am alive, y'all. Alive with the Spirit of God. Let's do that again. I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I am alive, y'all. Alive with the Spirit of God. All right, let's take some time to say hello to the people around you. Make our way back to our seats, and we're going to break it down now. I am alive with the Spirit of God. 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 I am alive, y'all. Alive with the Spirit of God. I am 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 alive, y'all. Alive with the Spirit of God. I am alive, y'all. Alive with the Spirit of God. One more time. I am alive, y'all. Alive with the Spirit of God.
Wow, those songbirds. Let's give them a hand. You guys sound great. Oh, good. Grand Rising. And oh, is this mic hot? So, my name is Judy Chapman, and I'm your assistant minister. And Mike Ward sent this quote to Lee Benson in 1930. His name is often abbreviated as L.P. Jacks. And this is the quote. "The master in the art of living makes little distinction between his work and his play, his labor and his leisure, his mind and his body, his education and his recreation, his love and his religion. He hardly knows which is which. He simply pursues his vision of excellence at whatever he does, leaving others to decide whether he is working or playing. To him, he is always doing both." Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Lee, for sending that. I thought was a wonderful beginning. So welcome, everyone. We are a trans-denominational center, which simply means that we welcome everyone, and we respect and we welcome all paths to truth, to God. We are open. We believe in equality, and we believe in diversity, and that's truly who we are. We will start our Sunday morning like we do every single Sunday with the flames of faith. And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all people, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence that we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience that we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and the practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and the path of peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as our practitioner, Jill Burnett, lights that last candle, let it represent the path that brought you to this service this morning. And now please join me in 2 minutes of sacred silence.
as we stay in that silence, this is what I know. I know there is only one power, one presence, and that is what I call God. I know that God is in me, through me, as I know that power and presence of God is in all of you. Knowing this is the truth of our being, I know this right here and now. We are elevating our awareness in clarity, inner peace, and a deeper connection to the divine and our higher wisdom. This greater spiritual awareness quiets the noise of the world and the chatter in our minds so that we may be still and know the presence within. We open our hearts and see God's light and power in all things and give great thanks for this guidance in our lives. We awaken our spirit from its slumber right now so that we may be more attentive in the truth and the power that is within, knowing and acknowledging our expanding awareness beyond our present limitations. We release the ego's need for control and the fears that prevent us from realizing our true self. With a clear mind and a calm heart, knowing that all confusion and fear and anxiety that cloud our judgment is removed right here and now. Knowing we have the wisdom and discernment to see beyond the surface of any unpleasant circumstances, and love guards our minds and anchors our soul. I give great thanks, knowing the truth of these words, and knowing that peace and love is within us each. I release these words into the law, knowing it is so. Thank you, God, and together we say, and so it is. Okay, in your announcements, you have the global vision. We can read it together. We see a world that works for all, where humanity rediscovers personal creative power, where we live as one global family, where communities are involved in meaningful service to the world, and where there is peace, harmony, and justice for all. Now, please join me in today's affirmation. I know that anything is possible, and so it is.
Thank you so much, Jill. Thank you. It is such a joy to welcome this person back to our service. We had her before, and we had such an overwhelming desire to have her back. Please give a warm welcome to Jackie Simone Elliott.
Hello there, my Capistrano Valley family. I love you so much, and I'm so happy to be here. They said start out with an up-tempo, so here we go. Before I turn the ignition, I gotta stop to get some direction. Fill up my tank with prayer and meditation, high as octane for any location. Life is what we make it. Twists and turns can seem fierce, yeah. But there's a time to pump the brakes and a time to let it rip. Whoa, oh, buckle up, everybody. Spirit drive my car. Visions on the high road to be used near and far. Buckle up, everybody. Spirit drive my car. I got places to be. I'm going the distance. Won't let roadblocks deter me. A bumper to bumper complacency. Mountain high, valley low. Thou to forgive and thou to grow. Pay attention to signs, shifting gears necessary. is what we make it. Twists and turns can seem fierce. Hey, there's a time to pump the brakes and a time to let it rip. Buckle up, everybody. Spirit drive my car. Visions on the high road to be used near and far. Buckle up, everybody. Spirit drive my car. I got places to be. I'm going the distance. The room. Beep, beep, a toot, toot. The room. Back that thing on up. Oh, red light, stop and check in with the spirit. Yellow, pause, reflect on what is given. Don't move till spirit says put the pedal to the metal. Green light, now grow, 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 grow. Go! Oh, hey, hey. Buckle up, everybody. No matter the conditions, mountain high, valley low, bound to live and bound to grow. Live to give, receive, for optimum traction, soul satisfaction. Driving the freeway, cruising love's highway, staying in the love lane. Hey, hey, buckle up. Before you turn on the ignition, buckle up. Go autopilot, intuition, buckle up. Driving in the love lane, buckle up, everybody. Hey! Thank you. And John Henry on piano, drums, here's David, my wonderful Lou on bass, and Ed on guitar. Buckle up, fellas.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Yes. Great. I'm doing something different. It's a little uncomfortable, but that's how growth happens, right? Yeah. My name is Reverend Dr. Alice Reid, and I'm the spiritual director here at Centers for Spiritual Living. Siri decided it wanted to close my laptop. Go away, Siri. Here we go. So, Grand Rising. And I was so grateful for Reverend Judy's reminder of the depth of that phrase. I listened to her talk. I wasn't here with you last week because I was camping in Big Sur with 100 women. It was really lovely. Lovely to be in nature, lovely to be in Big Sur and back up in Northern California. And while I was experiencing the power of nature, you were experiencing the power of Reverend Judy. Yeah. Woo! And if you did not hear her talk last week, I really encourage you to go to our Facebook page or our website and re-listen to it. She asked some really great questions. We've been on this journey all year looking at this theme of rising higher, growing deeper. And she inquired upon us to consider, after 8 months of looking at this topic, where are we on our spiritual journey through this idea of rising higher and growing deeper? So I highly recommend a re-listen, even if you were here. And what I know about rising higher and growing deeper is that the deeper our roots, the more nourishment we feel. The more.
Please try again.
Siri, please turn yourself off for a little bit. Oh, power. Oh, it powered off all my notes. So, Mercury's not retrograde, is it? All right. So it powered off all my notes here. So just give it a minute, and I'll talk to you a little bit about this topic that we have for this month, and it's transcendent purpose. Transcendent purpose. And this idea of purpose is in our zeitgeist, right? It's in our culture. When we're looking at our career, when we're looking at our relationships, we sometimes search for that purpose that is dependent upon something in our environment, something in our landscape, something in our external world. Transcendent purpose is a little different. Transcendent purpose is a purpose that comes from deep within us, that comes from the place where we have our deep spiritual roots. I did an exercise many, many years ago at one of our conferences, and I raised my hand. The one was talking about purpose, and I raised my hand, and she said, "Who's got a purpose?" And I started to give her this 3-sentence purpose about, what my purpose was. And she said, "Really? All that?" And she helped me distill it down. And I walked out of that workshop with something that I still hold, and I can, if you wake me up in the middle of the night with a flashlight and say, "What's your purpose?" I'll say it is to reveal love. And the cool thing about a purpose that comes from deep within us, that's spiritual in nature, that absolutely comes from the depth of our being, is that it can show up in a myriad of ways. I can reveal love in traffic, letting somebody go in front of me when I'm really in a hurry. I can reveal love in tense relationships. I can reveal love when I'm feeling uncomfortable. I can reveal love when I have a dear one who's challenged. There's so many, I could go on and on and on. That purpose is a purpose that's deep and intrinsic and can show up as I'm guided to share it. And so as we talk about this idea of elevating, here it comes, can't load the file because I'm on. As we talk about this idea of elevating our awareness, that's today's topic, we have this opportunity to look at the things that we're paying attention to. Now, 2 weeks ago when we met, and we were talking about transcendent purpose, I talked about this revolutionary idea about disrupting the grind culture by resting, right? It's a revolutionary idea. I don't know about you, but I've had a couple of careers, and when I had a career as an accountant, I knew between December and April 15th, I knew grind culture well. It was about doing. The problem with doing, the problem of always having a to-do list and the stress of all that is that we can't tap into our inner wisdom because we are constantly dealing with distractions and external conditions that are drawing us out, that are demanding our attention. And so when we look at this idea of elevating our awareness, what I want to say about that sort of as a broad brushstroke is that when we elevate our awareness, we can tap into possibility. There's a very famous quote by Albert Einstein, and it goes like this: "Problems cannot be solved with the same mindset that created them." problems cannot be solved by the same mindset that created them. So that when our awareness is so involved in doing, we sometimes crowd out the presence within us that wants to lead us forward in any situation. Maybe I'm unique, but I'm going to bet that many of you have had the experience where you've been in a situation and from somewhere you don't know where, the perfect action, the right thing to say, the perfect thing not to do, the perfect thing not to say, just came forward out of thin air. I like to say I pulled it out of my left ear. That is the kind of guidance we want to tap into when we are completely aligned with our purpose, when we understand that there's an opportunity for us to elevate our awareness beyond the everyday, which there's nothing wrong with every day. Like, there's good stuff that's happening around us all the time. But are we bringing our full self to it? And so this idea of elevating our awareness reminded me, and I've talked about this a couple years back, and I'm going to just talk about it in a more truncated way, a more condensed way. There's a fellow by the name of Sean Ginwright, and he wrote a book called The Four Pivots. And he has this beautiful idea that we can elevate our experience of being by simply pivoting in 4 key areas. And for me, when we talk about elevating our awareness and that idea of what we're paying attention to, because we all know that what we give our attention to is what we experience. And so the idea of pivoting, the very definition of it is to completely change the way in which one does something, to completely change the way one does something. And so Sean uses this lovely idea of pivoting around 4 basic ideas. And one of the things that I'm really grateful for in his body of work is that, I don't know about you, but I have blind spots. You know what I mean by blind spot? It's like I get so attached to something, or something is so ingrained in me that I cannot see any other way. I can't even imagine how things would be different. And when I get into these blind spots, that is the perfect time to begin to practice these 4 pivots so that I can get out of the mindset that has kept me stuck, that has kept me in a limited thinking, that has kept me in the this'll never change mentality. And so the first pivot that he has is actually called awareness, and it's from lens to mirror. Now, you all are a really smart crowd. You probably get where I'm going with this first one. It's like, oh, I could have had a V8, right? The lens is the belief system that I'm looking out into the world with, and the mirror, if we do mirror work, it allows us to step out from out behind our lens and to begin to see whatever is happening out in front of us that's being mirrored to us is an opportunity for some self-reflection. It's an opportunity to say, what is this situation trying to tell me about me? What is this situation trying to draw out of me? And when we can do that self-reflection, that mirror work, we can then, because the lens is the projection, right? When we are looking through our lens, we are projecting outward. But when we're doing mirror work, that's when we can come to a place of beginning to see ourselves and our connection to whatever it is we're projecting. And that can be some really powerful work when we need to elevate our awareness. The second pivot is connection. Moving from transactional relationships to transformational relationships. And in this pivot, Sean invites us to really connect with one another. A lot of our relationships can devolve into transactional relationships. What is it that you want from me? And what is it I want from you? That's transactional. But a transformational relationship is when I'm really willing to see you, and I'm really willing to hear you, and I'm really willing to be with you. And the change can feel very subtle, but it is an opportunity for us when we're in a relationship, when it feels dry, when it feels transactional, that we can pause and really listen deeply. We'll be doing some of this practice at 12 today when we do our listening circle, and I'll say more about that when we do our invitations later. But this idea of generating a sense of belonging to one another is transformational versus what am I going to get from you and what are you going to get from me. The third place and way that we can elevate our awareness is around vision. And this is moving from problem fixing to possibility creating. Problem fixing to possibility creating. And I paused there a little bit because let me tell you folks, I am a master problem solver. I am a master problem fixer. It is a deep groove within my psyche, and it is the place that knee-jerk, again, with the flashlight in the middle of the night, I'm going to try to solve the problem first. But when I can pause, and instead of seeing something to fix, I might ask, what wants to be known here? What is it that's possible? If this doesn't feel like it's working, can I let go of it long enough to be available to greater possibility? It's a subtle shift, just like the other two, but it's an opportunity for us to let spirit in, that transcendent purpose that comes from within us and expresses by means of us. And of course, the fourth one, this is the one that I struggle with the most, and Sean calls it simply presence. Moving from hustle to flow. Sounds like a rap song, hustle to flow. And that's where we catch ourselves caught up in the grind of all the to-do list, the car needs to be washed, I got to clean the refrigerator, I got to make dinner, I got to do this meeting, all that grind kind of culture things that we get caught up with, and to step back and to trust the flow. Now for me, that means that when I have a long to-do list, I pause, and if something isn't easy, if it's like trying to get that camel through the eye of the needle, I know it's something I need to put down for a little bit because it's not ready. And that's the invitation for me to see what is in the flow right now. What is it that wants to happen by means of me? Because what I know is that there is a grace to this universe, that it is always creating by means of me and you and every human being on this planet. The only way creation can experience itself is through us. It moves through us. It uses our marvelous mind. It uses our beautiful hearts. It expresses life by means of each one of us. And if you're not feeling really great about yourself right now, you have an opportunity to pause and elevate your awareness to that greater part of you that has never been harmed or hurt or damaged in any way. These very powerful ideas give us an opportunity to break the hold of the patterns that we get stuck in, the patterns of thinking, the patterns of doing, the patterns of responding to things. And if all we do is try to change our thinking, we might be missing a little something that's going to really carry us through this idea of pivoting, this idea of shifting. We have this great saying in Science of Mind, the Centers for Spiritual Living, is change your thinking, change your life. I really like that saying. I do. I like it a lot. But there's something missing in that formula, and that missing thing is the power of spirit. Like, I can go off in a corner and make a big long list about the things I need to change, and I can write affirmations all day long, but if I'm not tapping into that presence, I'm just working with my own steam. And my steam's pretty good, but if I'm talking about tapping into the same power that keeps the stars aligned in the sky, and that same power that breathes my breath and feeds every organ in my body through a simple inhalation and an exhalation, that's the same power I want to draw upon when I'm elevating my awareness and I'm looking at changing something in front of me. It isn't just, I love our science, but it's a science and a spirituality, and we need to work with them together. It is a beautiful marriage of the way we work with our thoughts and the way we surrender to the divine to move through us. So it is a spiritual science, and sometimes we can get thinking just lost in the science or lost in the spirituality, but we need to work with them together in order to experience the full power of this philosophy. One of my most favorite spiritual technologies that we work with, and I call it a technology because it kind of acts like it, is affirmative prayer or spiritual mind treatment. It was named such 100 years ago, and it does sound like a name that was of something that was named 100 years ago, but it isn't new. Ernest Holmes, who is the founder of Centers for Spiritual Living and Science of Mind, drew upon the ancients to come up with this formula for prayer. And the formula for prayer that he uses and that we use in this philosophy is a formula that helps us to elevate our awareness with the help of spirit. We invite spirit into the process. We allow ourselves to trust and to have faith. And I'm not talking about blind faith. I'm talking about the kind of faith you have that the next breath you take will be followed by an exhale. I'm talking about the same faith you have that when you wake up in the morning, even on an overcast day like today, you know the sun's out. There is a knowing that we can tap into, but it does take practice. It does take practice. I've been practicing this philosophy since the turn of the century. It's fun to say that, isn't it? And there are still places where my faith needs to grow. There are still places where I think I got to do it on my own steam. This is a lifelong practice. It's not a one and done. There are things that I have used spiritual mind treatment and affirmative prayer for that just snap and it was here. I've had wonderful demonstrations. And then there are things where I have to look at my deeper roots that might be attached to old ideas. And so what I will tell you is that prayer always works when I'm willing to let go, when I'm willing to trust spirit, when I'm willing to have faith, when I'm willing to stop doing and pause and just be. Sounds like nothing, but it's everything. It's everything. There was a wonderful piece that was written by Daniel L. Morgan. He wrote the book Guidance for a Spiritual Journey, and I want to share it with you. He writes, "It is encouraging to realize that our very nature is such as to keep us growing and also to provide the instrument through which that growth is accomplished. We have a physical body, a complex emotional nature, and an intellect, and these three phases of our nature are so closely interrelated and they react so definitely upon each other that we have a triple set of capacities to be utilized in the process of our spiritual advancement. We get to bring our whole selves to this practice. And when we bring our whole selves to this practice, when we bring our minds and our hearts and our emotions and our body, we have the opportunity to tap into a deep and abiding power that wants to move through us, that wants to express by means of us. I started out talking my remarks today saying the only way that God can experience itself, the only way that Spirit can experience itself is by means of us, by means of humanity. There's this great prayer by St. Francis, which I'm not going to recite the whole thing. Look it up if you're not familiar with it. But he starts with asking to be an instrument of power, of God's power, of Spirit's power. And so I would add that let's be well played as an instrument of peace and divinity and amazing power and presence and transcendent purpose. Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you. So how about if I do a little neuropathway regeneration? That's my 21st century term for spiritual mind treatment. Okay. So I invite you to just lower your gaze as you allow yourself to be surrendered to the thing that makes the grass grow. The very breath that breathes your body, that divine beingness that is expressing by means of your aliveness, your thoughts, your feelings, your body temple. And so knowing that we are one with this amazing power that is expressing by means of each one of us, I know that we elevate our awareness. We open ourselves to pure possibility. We notice our attachments. We question them. We allow ourselves to be curious, to let go of what needs to be let go of and to grab hold of whatever it is that presence brings into the flow of our life. And so I know for each one that we are indeed these beautiful channels and vessels of peace, that we move through our week and our lives and our interactions with an elevated awareness that wherever we are, God is. Wherever we are, Spirit is expressing. It expresses and gives us the opportunity to express in every moment, in every breath, in every day. And so the invitation today is to simply trust, to have faith, to know that there is a power and a presence that wants to feel itself in our body temples, in our speech, in our thoughts, in our feelings, in our interactions. So we simply say yes. Yes, God. Yes, Spirit. Use me as an instrument. Play me well. And it is in deep gratitude that we acknowledge and elevate our idea of our relationship with this divine power. We let it move in as and through us. And we just revel in the joy of being God-informed in every way. And we anchor this joy by saying together, and so it is. And so now it's my great pleasure to bring the band back up and our wonderful soloist, Jackie Simone.
Every time I come here, I am so fed. Thank you for that talk. Oh my God, thank you. I love you guys. Rest in thee, every moment, every hour. Rest in thee, in thine omniscient, omnipower. Rest in thee, still your mind like the coming waters, and wait on love. See, don't you move till you're moved. Every moment, every hour, till you're moved in thine omniscient, omnipower, till you're moved. Still your mind like the coming waters, and wait on love. I prepared a place for you where my love will guide the work you're to do. Through the darkest, coldest storm, the sun still shines. See the sun. I'm in you, you're one with thee. Pray in my name with authority, with the faith of thee. Spread your wings to fly so high, rise above the heavens, no barriers, you're free. Why don't you rest in thee every moment, every single hour, till you're moved in thine omniscient, omnipower, till you're moved. Still your mind like the coming waters, and wait on Thank you. I love you.
Jackie Simone Elliott. Let's give her another hand. Wow. You brought tears to my eyes on that one. That was absolutely absolutely stunning. Thank you, thank you. And let's give a hand to our wonderful band. We just love you. Thank you. We are so blessed. We have those beautiful songbirds that lead us into such great uplifting songs, and it's a beautiful thing. Okay, so now it is time for our conscious committed giving. And if my stewards would come forward, please. There are many ways to give. In your program, you can see there's all kinds of 21st century ways to give. There's the QR code. There's the debit or credit card. There is the Apple Pay, PayPal, Venmo. Oh my gosh, it goes on and on and on. And there's also the baskets. Here they are. So let us say our affirmation together. It's in your program. My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply, and it symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply. Thank you.
You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God.
As these financial gifts circulate throughout our community, we know that each recipient is blessed with divine abundance. We are so grateful for the energy of God as money. Thank you, God, for the gift of prosperity. And so it is. It is. Thank you. I met several new people this morning. I want to say hi to Lori and Jen and Kim, and there's so many new people here today, so seek them out and give them a big hello. If you'll please sign our guest book with your email address clearly, we will send you information about what's happening in our center, which is so many wonderful things, I'll tell you. So much is happening. Our three practitioners today are Faith Mackey, Jill Burnett, and Paula Manis, and two of them just left. Paula's in the back. And they do what Dr. Alice was just telling us about, this thing called affirmative prayer. So they are trained in the art and science for years to do this prayer, which opens your heart and brings in a better life for you. That's all I can say. I have my own practitioner. I use many of them because we all hit bumps in the road. Yes, we do. And sometimes a lot of them all at once. And so use a practice. We are available to you today. If you would like to have prayer, please go to the back of the auditorium at the end of the service, and we have practitioners that will pray with you, because they can see the truth for you when you have, are blocked with the forest for the trees, or whatever that saying is. You can't see the forest for the trees. Right, that was it. Okay, so we have these wonderful practitioners. We have volunteers all month long. If you're a volunteer this month in any area, please stand so we can love you. Thank you for all of your service. Thank you so much. We know it takes a village to move forward. Okay, so now we have our wonderful Dr. Alice giving us our invitations.
All right, we do have some wonderful invitations. I want to pause, though, and say if you are a host for one of our gatherings or Gourmets for God, you are a volunteer as well. So I want to thank you, all of our hosts who are hosting some wonderful events. Stay tuned. Don't miss it next year. It's a great opportunity to have fun in the community. We are extremely pleased with the results of our Gourmets for God. I believe we are right on budget, and so thank you so much for all the bidders, all the hosts, and if you haven't paid for your Gourmets for God yet, Mary is available to take your credit card, your payment. Please see the beautiful redhead in the back. Conscious Connections will not meet today because we will be having a listening circle. It'll be in the multipurpose room at noon, so you'll have a little time to do some general fellowship, but then we'll be clearing out for the listening circle. Listening circle is simply a place where we'll be doing some, I'll share where the community is right now, because we've gone through a lot of transition in the last 5 months. We sold our building, we are in this transitional space, and so we want to invite you to, I'll share some updates, and then I want to hear from you. How's the transition doing for you? So I hope you'll join us. That'll be in the multipurpose room at noon. If you can't stay, there'll be another one on Zoom at 7 p.m. that you can join me for. And the whole idea is just to create a greater sense of congruency about our community and where we are and what we're doing. Next Sunday, I have a treat for you. I have invited Reverend Dr. Patrick Harbula to our community. If you've not experienced Patrick Harbula, he is a gifted shaman and science of mind minister. And it's a beautiful combination, and he does amazing classes and workshops. I've taken several from him, and I just wanted you to experience him. He will be our guest speaker next week. And he'll continue this idea of transcendent purpose with his workshop after his talk, which will happen, he calls it a play shop. It'll be a 2-hour play shop, and it will be in the multipurpose room next week. And so we'll be looking at transcendent purpose from the lens of the joy factor, a life of infinite freedom. And then on October 1st in the evening, Patrick will be teaching a class for us. I hope you'll sign up for it. There's flyers out front. You can find this on our website. You can find this in our announcements. It's on our weekly emails. It's called Busting Loose from the Money Game. It's an 8-week course for practical tools for prosperity and abundance. And Patrick will be teaching us. He's got some wonderful teaching methods that I think you might enjoy. So that's the big thing that's happening in our community starting next week. Our hospitality team will have hot dogs, including meatless dogs for our vegetarians. However, if it's not to your liking, bring your lunch. Beginning, let's see, I've already talked about Patrick's class. That's actually Wednesday nights, 8 weeks from 6:30 to 9 on Zoom. And If you haven't signed our guest book, please do. We really want to keep in touch with you, want to get to know you, want you to know what's going on with us. We're so glad you're here. We have some regular things that are happening each week. We have a book study on Zoom with Mondays with Mary. There's a yoga class that happens at our San Juan Center. That's Monday evenings at 6 p.m. and again Tuesday mornings at 10 a.m. with our resident yoga teacher, Mike Ward. Yay! A lot of you have enjoyed his talents, and I know you're stretching as you rise higher and grow deeper. This is this Friday, and we also have this Friday. There is a Friday morning group. Sorry, I thought it was telling me there was a change. It's not. So Friday mornings with Joyce Fournier on Zoom. You can also join a group for Coming Home, Awakening to Spirit. And all of this is available in a little flyer in the lobby there. You can get it on our newsletter. You can, if you have any questions, you can see me or any of our practitioners. We love to have you participate in our community, and we're grateful you're here. So with that, I want to invite our songbirds back up so we can sing again.
All right, let's all stand and sing our closing song together. I release. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
And know with me now, we are free. We are free. Thank God we are free. And so